Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Cohen. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to master SAT vocabulary. Vocabulary is really important on the SAT. Not only does it show up on the vocab questions in critical reading, but it also shows up throughout the passages and even in the answer choices. So, what can you do to really master SAT level vocabulary? Well, first, you want to make sure you have a really good word list. Make sure that the list you buy is specifically tailored for the SAT. There's a lot of books out there that advertise advanced vocabulary for high school and college students. Stay away from these. Just get a book that focuses on SAT vocabulary. So the words in the book should be drawn specifically from former SAT tests. There should be a list of frequently occurring words that the list makers have pulled together from past tests. Because there's so many past tests out there, it's not that hard to do this. And they'll note explicitly that their words are drawn from past tests. What do you do with all these words? How many do you learn? How many words you'll learn depends on where your vocabulary is now, how much work you have to do, when you're going to be taking the test. The more you can learn, the better. Once you've memorized the words, they're kind of like free points. If you know them, you know them. You can get the questions right that use them. So once you've figured out how many words you're going to learn and when you're going to take the test, make a schedule. Figure out how many words you need to do each month, each week, and each day to get to where you need to be by the time you're going to take the test. And then do that amount of vocabulary each and every day. Neuroscience has shown us that we learn best by doing a little bit, and we remember best by doing a little bit each and every day rather than doing a lot, cramming everything in to one day. So make sure that you're doing a little bit each day. Flashcards are one of the best ways to learn words. It's really important to test yourself on the words with something like flashcards to make sure you really know them. Otherwise, it's just too easy to fool yourself into thinking you know the word when you don't. We're all really good at doing that, unfortunately. You might want to try using Anki flashcards, A-N-K-I. It's a free resource available online, and it's a tool that spaces the flashcards out so they basically, in a way that's going to help you best remember them. They pretty much show you a word right at the point at which you're just about to forget it. As you memorize new words, try and come up with unique and creative ways to memorize them. So for one example, let's think of the word ignominy, meaning shame. So you may think for this word of gnomes that are shameful because they're tearing up a bunch of people's yards. Ignominy gnomes. You could even, think that the gnomes are also ashamed because they smell bad. The more creative it is, the more colorful, the more sensory it is, the more likely you are to really remember it for the long term. Another important tool for really remembering these words come test day is to try and recall them as much as possible. This goes hand in hand with testing yourself on the words. We know from neuroscience that recalling is one of the most powerful ways we have of learning things. So when you're in the shower, when you're going to school, take a minute and try to think to yourself, what words did I learn today or yesterday, and recall the words. Then use them actively. Put them into sentences. Make up sentences in your head. Use them with friends. Use them in your papers in school, your practice SAT essays. The more you can actively use these words and really make them your own and part of your vocabulary, the more likely it is you're going to remember them on test day and beyond. So if you follow these steps, you'll really be on your way to building a solid vocabulary for the SAT. And what's more, you'll be building really important foundations for your future academic and professional success.